Hey everyone, welcome on into another tutorial video. Today I'm going to be talking about how you can get a semi-automatic world record data pull for the world record you might want to get. So what I'm talking about is, say on my personal speedrunning tracking spreadsheet I wanted to know the world record for HP 180% without having to manually update it, because that takes a while, going for every month or week or however often I want to update it, and just updating these, that's going to take a little bit of time. Well, with the new thing that we've sorted out, you can now do that. And I'll explain briefly how it works. So on the world record doc, if you come to world record counts, you'll see a bunch of different tables, for want of a better expression, with a bunch of data in them, most world records overall, full series games, PC games, and countries is the newest one. But what you'll probably notice is that this is F, and if I click on this arrow here, and I can do this as an editor of this document, but not everyone can, it opens up a little bit of a back-end side of the document, which is basically where all the data from all of the different sheets down here gets correlated into this one, and then we use that data to pull the relevant information. So runners, it does a sort, it does a count of how many there are, and etc, etc. This number up here, for example, is a unique count of the runners, different runners that we have. Anyway, why am I showing you this? Well, basically what we are going to do is we are going to automatically put this data that's within this region into your spreadsheet. And how do we do that? Well, we're going to use a little command, formula. Sorry, I'm so bad at making tutorial videos, I apologize. Called import range. So the first thing you're going to want to do is make a new sheet in your spreadsheet. Put it to the end or just out the way. It doesn't really matter, because we will be able to hide the sheet. I'm going to call it world record data pull, because that is what it is. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to B, just to make it look nice, and I'm going to insert in the formula. Now I will put this in the description so you can see it, but what it is basically import range, open bracket, speech mark, the link to the document, close bracket, comma, then you want to grab the space, speech mark, the sheet name, which is world record counts, exclamation mark, the cells you want to grab, which is A2 to D1000. We do that just because it's a high round number, and if we do end up just adding categories, we're not going to run out of space. Speech mark, close bracket. And what that will give you is, it will give you this. Now it might look a bit weird. What I just suggest doing is doing Control A, and then just tapping one of these so that they all line up. The other thing you're going to notice is that not all of them have times next to them. That's not a bug. The ones you'll notice that don't have times next to them are the player runs for PC. If they're a multiplayer run, you'll see that there's only one time next to the player one section. This one's a bit of an exception because of something that's going on at the minute, but that's, yeah, so you'll see it has that one next to player one, but there won't be anything next to player two and player three, and that's just because it doesn't need to be there. This has also got the country data, although obviously for most people that's not really necessary, but it's just a cool thing I thought we'd add in. So what you can now do is, if you go to, say, your PC page or wherever you're going to want to put this, you want to type in, and again I'll give you an example of this in the description, equals indirect speech marks, apostrophe, then the name of your sheet, which obviously here is world record data pull, with the spaces, don't worry about that, apostrophe, exclamation mark, and now you want to take the cell, the column that you're going to be looking at, and this one, I'm just going to copy this just in case it decides to muck about. This one, if you remember, it is D3. So you want to come back over here. Now you want to type in exclamation mark D speech mark ampersand 3. And what that is going to do is it's simply going to pull the data. Now if I bring this sheet over here out the way so you guys can't see it, and I go over to the PC record history and I quickly just modify flows time, just for the sake of argument, and I make it a 1 flat instead of a 105, you'll see that updates. It takes a moment because it's updating the one in the world record doc, and then that's being parodied through to this doc, and then it's being put onto this sheet. So it takes a moment to go bounce them from one to another to another to another, but it eventually will update. I'm going to revert that back. Now, you might be thinking, that's all well and good, but I don't want this world record data pool sheet here, it looks weird. Well, you can hide it. Yeah, once you've put everything in and you know where everything is, if you hide the sheet, and then you go back to the PC one, and I update this one again, let's set this now to 55, let's just make him a bit slower, because flow needs nerfing. And there you go, it's updated, and the sheet's not visible. Obviously, only you can change if a sheet's visible or not, or whoever's an editor on your document can. So, it's there, but no one knows it's there, unless they make a copy of your doc, but, doesn't really matter, because that's all that's going to be on that page, unless you want to add more. Anyway, I've rambled on for long enough, but essentially, long story short, this is the way to get a semi-automatic updating data pool to your own spreadsheet. Obviously, it's not automatic completely because it doesn't directly pull from speedrun.com, but me and the team that are working on the world record doc, which is myself, Mark, and Starlight Sims, aka SLS now, we are pretty much on top of things. Like I myself, for example, I will show you real quick before I wrap up the video. I will show you my followed games on speedrun.com. You can see I follow a lot of games, and every one of these is set to notify me whenever there's a new world record. So I get a lot of notifications. So the world record doc is up to date as humanly possible. But what that does mean is that the data we then put into the doc will automatically transfer over to your doc, which will mean you won't need to update it. Anyway, I've ran down for long enough. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, be sure to either drop me a message in the comments below, or probably better off, drop me a message on Discord, and I'll happily explain things probably a bit clearer, because I've probably been a bit vague in this video. But anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you all soon. Goodbye!